Then where do we identify the needs?
Okay, where?
Phone calls. So when you start closing a deal, you get the needs from the customer on the sales call. Customer calls in looking for a DSD software, no?
Okay.
And then what we do is we say, okay, we do all the things you need for DSD, but that customer always has a unique way of working, right?
Okay.
So for instance, we had a customer the other day that we closed that does consignment and does batteries. So he distributes batteries to his customers.
Okay.
Okay, so what we did was, in his case, he does pre-sales and DSD, meaning that he takes pre-orders and that he also has trucks on the road making invoices.
So he do consignment, pre-sale, and DSD.
Consignment, pre-sale, DSD, but guess what? Our software doesn't have consignment and pre-sale. Okay?
Okay.
So in order to close that deal, which ended up being 50 routes, what I had to do was I had to figure out a way to incorporate consignment into pre-sales. Okay? So not only that, but that guy also did par level invoicing. So he did consignment, par level invoicing, pre-sales, DSD, everything you can think of.
Wow.
So what did I have to do? I had to find a way to accommodate our app. We have all those features, but we've never done them in pre-sales, right? So we had to take all those features, find a way to incorporate them into our app, and then pitch it to him as a solution to his problem. Okay, so the way that I do an implementation is I do the phone call, the sales call, and in that sales call I notice or I realize what that customer needs. Then I take our software, I take his needs, and I try to have our software wrap around those needs and make it a 100% fit, right?
Okay, and do you have to do any custom development, right?
Yeah, we have to do, always.
Okay,
We always have to do custom development. There isn't one deal where I don't do custom development. You have to, because every customer is different. Every single distribution business does something unique. And the thing is like we do 95% of what everyone needs, right? But the problem is that there's always 5% that you don't have. Because it's 5% something unique, and if you don't do it, you don't close the deal. This is why we've been able to beat the competition. Because we do what the customer needs that the competition won't do, which is that 5%. Okay? So back to how I do the implementation, I take that phone call, I identify the needs, I figure out how my product can fit those needs, and I figure out what my costs are, right? And I quote the customer, and what I try to make sure is that that quote covers the cost of doing the implementation as well as the development. So we always, or 99% of the time, we lose money on that setup or installation fee. Okay? So where we make our money is on the back end on the monthly recurring fee. Okay?
Right.
So again, we quote it out, we make sure that that quote covers our development costs, covers the implementation time, and then we start implementing. Once we start implementing, we start developing, and the moment we have a build ready with the features, we give it to the customer, we do a run through, and then we start going back and forth.
Back and forth with the accounting system.
No, we start going back and forth with the customer on the features that we developed.
Okay.
Okay? So then the customer goes, look man, I like what you did here. Like for instance, this consignment guy. When I give him the feature, he's gonna be like, oh, you forgot this, this, and this. Okay? So what I'm gonna have to do is take that back and do those features. Because again, if I try to nickel and dime the customer, he's gonna get mad and we're not gonna have a good long-term relationship. Remember, the goal here, we never make money on the setup installation, it's a long-term monthly relationship. So I have to do what he wants, what makes the system work for him. Okay? So after we've gone back and forth and we roll out the first driver, again, that first driver is gonna go out, it's gonna be a bunch of speed bumps, right? It's gonna be a piece of shit. Okay, for the first week or 2 weeks, it's probably not gonna work. There's gonna be a bunch of questions, a bunch of problems. Then what happens is, since we're so persistent, we work out all those problems. Okay, we work with the customer, we work out all those problems, and at some point, that driver goes out and he's got no problems. So once that driver goes out, there's no problems, then what happens is we start rolling out the other drivers. So what that ensures is you're only doing one driver at a time, so you're only dealing with one potential big problem at a time. A lot of companies, they give you the system and they roll out 20 drivers at once, and then they realize that they're missing a feature that's critical to the company. We do it opposite. We find the feature that's critical to the company, which is the problem, we uncover the problem, we develop the solution, then we roll out the driver. That's why we've been successful in this industry. And that's how you do successful implementation.
question there. What is the regular time frame for the implementation?
Well, it depends what the feature is, right?
Mhm.
The feature could take a day, could take a week, could take a month. I don't know. The goal is to get it done as fast as possible. Again, back to not to beat a dead horse, but the thing is, we don't make money on the implementation. We don't make money until we start collecting the monthly fee. So it is in our best interest to give the best possible support and the most efficient possible implementation for the customer. Not only that, but to continue to do so over time. Right? That's how we do a good implementation. So again, how do we separate ourselves from the competition? How do we do implementations that other people don't do? We identify the problems first. We take all the skeletons out of the closet, which people are afraid to address. We address those first. We take them head on, we do the development, and we start rolling out one driver, then two, then three, then four, then we do the rest. At some point, the customer is so happy with us that they don't leave us, ever. So if you want to have success with implementations, that's what you have to do. Find the problem first. Solve the problem first. Stop avoiding the problem. Once you solve that problem, you have a customer for life.